Welcome to Spaceriffic Reviews. I'm Kevin T. Rodriguez of themoviewizard.com, and this is Marco Cabote.
Howdy.
And what is the one thing that could get us off the spaceship?
I don't know. Aliens?
No, Michael Jackson. Unfortunately, he died. So we got stuck seeing his movie, This Is It. I have to say right now, this movie up front does not work the way it should. However, it does not work the way it should for a very odd reason. Michael Jackson, despite being creepy, comes off as a likable guy. The music still rocks. The dancers and the producers seem like friendly people and they have fun stories to share. What kills this movie is the editing. It's been a long time since I've seen a movie as poorly edited as this one. It jumps all over the place. I'm not sure whether they're performing or practicing, costumes change. Video quality jumps a lot, where sometimes it's really clean and then another scene it's blurry and you can barely see it.
I wouldn't have thought that a complaint too much. I think that was them cobbling together footage. They didn't have enough footage to fill out an entire song and make it interesting, so they cut to other scenes of him performing. I understood why they did that.
Well, they had apparently 90 hours of footage. I think the editor was kind of going for something epic because kids like, you know, things that cut around and jump around a lot, so you'll have like this one shot of him performing that looks really good, then it will cut to two other perspectives that are grainy and blurry and small, and it's like, no, if you don't have the resources to have it cut perspectives like this and do it smoothly, then you should probably just stick to that one perspective that works.
I don't know. If I'm going to preface anything that I say with, this was Kevin's choice of film. This is the extent of Michael Jackson that I own. I've listened to Thriller once, and I didn't even know I owned the Bad. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I don't really care for Michael Jackson. You know what? If you were going to celebrate him in this way, I would have found some unshown concert from 1984 at the height of Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
not an entire hour and a half of him at the creepiest of creepy when he's the scary-ass Michael Jackson of now.
Yeah,
I mean,
complaining to the musicians, how do you get this right?
This was a baffling film. I mean, it was really frustrating, just bizarre. It was. I didn't find them editing between the songs difficult, or I found it understandable. I found that most of what they included to be frustrating. I mean, you're celebrating a guy by showing him rehearse stuff. This is, I mean, the one that they did Thriller. You know, they're doing the Thriller thing. He wasn't even trying because he's rehearsing. So he's like, I don't know, yeah, I remember how to do my damn dance. So it was boring. Most of the film was just watching people talk about things that would have been better if they'd actually done them. So there was almost nothing to it.
But here's the thing. They were filming this up to the 10 days before the first real performance. On the basis of this film, it wasn't going to be a very good show because this stuff is very unpolished.
Overall, or the way I was thinking about it, and I was going to say this is the thing to say right away, was if Michael Moore wanted to do his capitalism movie right, he would have said, "Hi, I'm Michael Moore, and this is the evils of capitalism," and then just shown this movie. Because that's exactly what this is. This is cashing in on Michael Jackson's death. Everybody probably waited for him to die so they could cash in. This movie's going to make a shitload of money, not for Michael Jackson, but for the people that own his rights now. And that is very frustrating. I paid to see it, unfortunately, for a movie review show, and I actually, while I was watching, was thinking I should have just boycotted this thing, because it was offensive.
Well, it was, and it wasn't really even the way to do it. I mean, because, like I said, you have 90 hours of footage of this concert, and we can do amazing things with computers where we can clean things up, we can put fake people in. Wouldn't it have been far more interesting to take the footage and have it instead be, this is what we're going to try to recreate the concert he would have had he been.
I don't think that's even feasible.
No, I think it. No, I think it is. There's enough.
I don't even think that one of the performances he did in there would be worthy of a concert.
Well, that's why there would be mistakes, but it would have been
a
much more interesting idea.
I mean, occasionally he sounded all right, but I mean, I see at the beginning of the movie he's dancing, so I was like, okay, he sounds just okay. That's fine because he's dancing, he's doing a lot of moves. I can understand that. But when he wasn't dancing, he wasn't sounding very good half the time.
I disagree. I think it was sounding pretty.
The music sounded great, but when you spend millions upon millions of dollars on everything around you, it's gonna sound good and it's gonna look good. He danced. He was in shape. He was creepy. He just looked like a skeletal, freaky woman.
He wasn't doing any of his signature moves, though. I don't know if that's because of his age or because it was, like you said, rehearsal, and he didn't give a darn.
Possibly, yeah. It was very the entire film, and the worst. See, the editing for me, it wasn't the way they edited the actual footage together like that, where they would change during performances.
Yeah,
the thing that bothered me was that there was nothing to the film. It was literally they edited 10 minutes together, and then they faded out, and then they edited 7 minutes together, and they faded out, and it was no arc. It went nowhere. It was just, here's a bit of Michael Jackson, here's a bit of Michael Jackson, and it wasn't interesting.
And for some reason, they kept interrupting the songs, which seems like the worst thing to do.
Well,
I mean, I was getting a little tired of, like, I actually started predicting near the end of the song, it's like, okay, there's going to be some flub, and he's going to correct someone on how to do it, and it happened every single time. Like, was this like a running gag or something? Was this supposed to be insightful that you make mistakes during concerts?
No, it was him rehearsing. So you were watching him half-heartedly perform stuff while trying to figure out how to do things. And what the hell was up with that weird thing where he was talking about his earpiece?
Oh yeah.
There's this baffling moment in the film where he's trying to say that his earpiece is too loud, and he rambles on for like a minute on the colloquial hearing implant, the noise-making devices, and it's like, what the hell is he talking? It was laughable.
Yeah, and he said, my favorite line is like, it feels like love's hit me, like right here.
It's the funniest damn thing in like the worst way possible, because it's like, he's insane.
Yeah,
and then the guy's like, well, what do you want? I don't know. Do you want me to turn the sound down? Yeah. So all he had to do was say, I'd like the sound a little lower, and all of it would have been avoided. They included such random footage. I don't think, one, you got to know Michael Jackson at all.
No, you didn't.
I don't think that they made... I mean, they made him a fairly sympathetic
Actually, Michael
character.
Jackson speaks the least. You know the dancers...
Oh, they spent so much
more
time on
than
the
him.
dancers. They spent so much time showing what they did, and then interviewing them later when it's... I understand... This is what makes it such a cash grab and such an annoying, horrid thing that they even made this movie, is that it is nothing. This is a DVD extra. This is something to put on his next concert DVD as, here's what happened backstage.
Right.
Except you cut the 90 minutes of footage down to 15. But yeah, I give this nothing. I was offended by the film, and I found it boring. No, Michael Jackson does make good music. I don't personally like Michael Jackson music a whole lot, but I know he makes good music. There were good songs in it, but there was not a single consistent, you know what, that was the good one. That was the good performance.
I'm going to join you. No stars. Just... It's hard. I can't think of too much to recommend, because if the songs are really the only thing that's saving this movie, then I guess you should just go buy the CDs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, they're not one of those songs that's worth paying for it to see it in the theater when you could listen to it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the whole package was not worth it. It's going to be the biggest film of the year, or some crazy ass.
And it's going to win an Oscar for best song, because there was at least one original song in there.
And it was not special.
No, it wasn't very special. There's a reason it was a song that he had never put on any of his CDs before.
And I don't want to put down dead Michael Jackson. I mean, this is, like I said, I really think if they had just found a performance from the height of his career and said, here's a concert of Michael at his best, that would have been the way to go.
Yeah, I think splicing an old concert with a couple of his memorable music videos would have made a far more interesting
this was
movie.
nothing but, it was not worth seeing in any respect.